well. Welcome. It is a beautiful Sunday night. I thank you so much for being here with me. If you're here, then you kind of know the drill. Be friendly, say hi. You know how these live sessions go. We interact very much, and if you want to ask a question, there's two ways of doing it. You can either type it clearly in the chat, or if you want to actually interact in person and ask the lovely Treasure herself in person, then you can actually, what you can do is you can Facebook message me and I'll send you the link to the live session and you can ask her in person, say hi or whatever you want to say. So be friendly, say hi so we know that we're here. None other, oh, look at Sashi's here. Sashi's here. Hey, thank you for joining us tonight. Sashi will be with me. Sashi is a saxophonist from the Minnesota Twin Cities area. He will actually be with me on Friday. Okay, so without further ado, let me welcome my guest for tonight. She's a friend and actually a family member on my wife's side, and this is none other than the beautiful Treasure.
Hi guys.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Getting there, getting better, slowly recovering from COVID. Annie says hi. So
Hi, Annie. Thanks for joining.
So if you're here, be friendly. Tell us where let us know where you're from, and we appreciate all people that come and join us. There's usually a lot of people from the West Coast. There's some people from the Midwest, and then occasionally we'll get people from the East Coast too.
Okay.
So kind of what I mentioned earlier, in-person questions are welcome and given priority, but you can always write in the chat too. And if you haven't had a chance yet, subscribe to Hmongoose on YouTube, especially if you like what I'm doing. You know, I give the artists a platform in addition to what they already have on Facebook and social media. And it's always interesting because when a third person talks to an artist and we can ask interesting questions, and it provides the fans an opportunity to ask really neat questions too.
That's true, yeah.
And if you're sitting there, take one quick moment and like and share this post so we can get more people along. We have about 40, Treasure, we've got 42 people with us tonight.
Yay!
And so as always, please say hi. Let's see here. Annie says, hi, Treasure.
Hi, Annie.
Have you met Dua? I'm sure you've met.
I have, yes. I'm a big fan of his stuff.
Dua, yes, Jamon.
Thank you so much.
He says, hi, love.
Hi, Dua.
And of course, if you don't know him, Chris Chase from Seattle.
Oh, hello. 안녕하세요.
He's totally gonna come live and ask questions. He does every single time. I don't think I've done a single live where Chris has not shown up.
Okay, I will definitely be prepared for the questions.
And Sang says hi King or hi Long. I think he meant very long. Oh, here you go. Yeah, he said hi Long and Treasure.
Hello, you guys.
And then Sun. This is Justin Sung, which is
Sun 4. I love his work. Yes.
So he's joining us from Vietnam. Hey, Sun, what time is it there right now? It's got to be like morning or something. So, okay, so this is a great opportunity for Treasure to get to know fans, and also for fans to get to know Treasure. Treasure, you go live quite a bit.
I do.
What's new with you?
I don't know. It's the new year. Happy New Year, you guys. Happy Lunar New Year, Year of the Tiger. I'm Year of the Dog, so it's not my year. But everything's been good, trying to get my business back together. If you guys don't know, I run a little small business. I started it during the pandemic, actually. And I'm selling my Sherpa blankets and earrings and things like that. So I've been spending a lot of January doing that. And I want to get back into shooting music videos and stuff because obviously because of COVID, we haven't been able to promote music as often as we could have. So I definitely want to get back into the swing of things with music.
All right. Well, I've got some fans here that want to say hi.
Awesome.
Okay, they're gonna come in. I'm gonna come in for just so you guys want to come say hi. These are my daughters. So this is Day Day.
Hi.
The boys, you want to talk in the course, and you almost Lilia, but there's Asha in the back.
Hi.
Say hi to Auntie Treasure. Hi. Is there anything you want to say to Auntie Treasure? No. Okay, they just want to say hi.
Yeah. Oh, hi guys.
We've got fans of all sorts, little itty bitty fans too.
I do. I think I have the best fans.
Very good. Let's see here. Okay, guys, say bye to Auntie.
Bye, guys.
Okay, so Justin 你哋估包龍通宵 brother，我頭先son，不但估你估係咯，估你個嘅，所以但係我你啦啲要做夢先。Okay, so let's see here. Shashi says, I'm your biggest fan. OMG, Treasure.
Oh, thanks. Hi, Shashi. I'm your biggest fan.
And Sun dated the Tipeno yo cầu mong shen zó.
Oh, 你要用选择三。
Very good, very good. I had a question. We're gonna move towards the first video.
Okay.
I've always had a question. Okay, so
Okay.
tell me about the Gem Girls. How did you meet them and who are they? I'm so curious because
Okay.
they're really good, they're really talented, and it seems
Yes.
like they're so committed. They're always with you. Tell me
Yeah.
more
Okay.
about
So,
them.
when I started music I did like a music challenge in 2017, 2018, and I started doing music on my own. My first few performances, I've always visualized having like my performances being very dance based. The hard part though was finding people who were committed and people in general who wanted to work with me in general. Just finding someone who was committed enough to work with me was very hard. So I reached out to a couple of girls before, and because of timing wise, it didn't work out. So I was actually very discouraged on the performance portion because my ideas were here and my performances, in my opinion, were like here because it was just me on my own. And so then I saw these two girls. I saw two girls first, and they released a dance video. And that's Sunshine and Molly. They are the older ones. And so I had asked them, I was like, hey, I saw you guys did a dance video. I'm an up and coming artist, and I'm looking for dancers who are willing to be a part of my Gem Squad and basically be a part of me, and they were actually like playing a little hard to get. They were like, we have to think about it. So I was like, okay. So while they were thinking about it, my mom showed
Now,
me.
at this time, so you're in Lancaster, right?
Yes.
Where are they?
They're all in Fresno.
Oh.
So the way it works is they're all in Fresno. So when I contacted them, I understood they were in Fresno, but I've lived in Fresno for a good amount of time before I moved over here. But while the two older girls were thinking about it, my mom was like, oh, look at these three girls. They're dancers. They had posted a video because my mom was following someone. And so my mom's like, I asked their aunt, and their aunt says that they'd be interested. So I was like, what? Okay. So then I asked those three girls, and then the two girls said yes. And then I was like, okay, but wait, I might add three more. Are you guys comfortable with each other? Fast forward, we had one like practice together with All Eyes on You, and the rest is history. From there, we just started like hanging out and practicing together, and with performances. They're very talented and very dedicated, and I'm very, very grateful for them. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're so good. So the first time I ever saw you with them. I mean, the last time I probably saw. I mean, I've seen you I've seen when you first started that year, 2017, Paradise had performed in the Ag building. So I remember you performing in there. And then I saw you again recently at RMF, and I was like, wow, like your wardrobe was so extravagant. I love the color because when I was filming it, I'll be honest, when I was filming it with the lights, and the light at RMF was really good.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, the colors are like so vibrant on the camera, like compared to everything else. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And it was just so nice. Like I have thought, I saw all this time. I thought they were like around Lancaster too, because you guys, I would have never known, but it seems like you guys were so tight knit.
Yeah, so I did just meet them about a year going on 2 years, because our first project together was my All Eyes on You music video. And actually we were supposed to shoot it right before the pandemic, but on the day of our shooting, the day before, they had done the whole shutdown. So we were supposed to shoot on the 19th, and on the 18th is when the shutdown happened. So I had to get my refund, like everything kind of we had a whole different concept. Everything kind of just like melted away. And I was very stressed at the time because I was like, we were almost there and now we can't do it. Then we had to wait all the way until like September to shoot it. And I was like, oh, what if these girls don't want to do it with me anymore? Because, I've had a lot of cases where a lot of dancers, they've backed out on me before. But I'm
Yeah.
very grateful for the girls that I have now. Yeah.
Well, good. They're really good. I'm super talented. I got a lot of footage of you guys together.
Oh, thank you.
Kuvalong Chua, the wonderful singer, says hello to me and to
Hello.
you also. And then Lao Sutal says hello, brother Long and Treasure. Oh, let me check.
Hello.
Oh, I guess some people have been messaging me.
Oh,
Sorry. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so we got some people. Okay, interesting. Interesting.
all right.
Well, we're gonna go to the first song, which is "All Eyes on You." Since you've already talked about it, that'll be our first song.
Yes.
Tell us more about the song.
So I wrote this song. I actually, this is my fastest song I've ever written. I
Huh.
wrote it in 20 minutes. Um,
Wow.
I went to school and I kept hearing like this beat, and I was like,
Mm,
okay. So then I recorded a little voice memo, and
yeah.
then I commuted to school at that time. So my commute was about
Yeah.
like an hour and a half to 2 hours.
What?
Yeah, so
Wow.
I when on the commute back, I couldn't stop thinking about it. And then I came home and my parents were like, "I need you to do like chores and stuff." And I was like, "No, no, no, don't bother me right now. Like something's happening, you know?" And I
Yeah.
sat down, I literally just wrote like a lot of filler words, not quite
Mm,
the lyrics yet, but just a lot of filler words. And then from there I just kind of like altered it and I was like, "Okay, this will work." And my mom's like, "What is this inspired from?" And I was like, I don't know. I saw a cute boy at a coffee shop and I was like, I don't know. I spent the whole time looking at him and I was like, that would be a great song idea.
yeah. It's
From there.
super. You know, when you're inspired and you get a song in your head, you've only got like a little time frame. You know,
Yeah.
like what I used to do is I used to just get my phone, record it, because
Uh-huh.
or you know, if you hear like a riff in your head for music, then you have to just mouth the riff and then put it down.
Yeah. I feel like
That's
voice notes are your best friend because once you forget it, it doesn't come back too. So
yeah. Um, let's dive a little bit into your writing process. How do you typically write a song? So obviously you get an idea in your head. Do you play music or do you have artists come and help you out? How do you flesh out that song?
So for me, I've always been kind of around music, but I don't really play music. I play enough piano to write songs. But
Mm,
if you
mhm,
wanted me to play piano and sing to you, I couldn't.
mm, mhm,
Because I'm just not quite there with piano yet. But
yeah.
for me, it's usually a concept or an idea or something that gets stuck in my head. For All Eyes on You, I really wanted to write a flirtatious song. So that idea was already in my head and going. And then I don't really confine myself to anything. I just start writing whatever. I keep it all in notes, I keep it all in voice notes. And then when I realize that some of these ideas are lining up, I start putting them together. And then after I have like the chords and the song, I'll take it to a producer. He's become my friend now and he produces my music with me. And we'll
It's
just produce the song together from there, from scratch. And then, usually within the 12 to 16 hours that I lock myself into the studio, the
mhm.
song will be relatively finished.
Wow, that's awesome. Very
Yeah.
nice. Brian says hi. None other than Ma is here. Ma says hi.
Hello, Ma.
Mm.
I'm here for you. You're the true queen, ma'am.
And then don't Joe is here. He says hi.
Hello.
Well, before you show this video, we got someone crashing us
Okay.
as usual, and so I'll have him say hi.
Hello.
Whoa! Look.
I like your shirt.
Oh, look at that! Very nice.
Oh,
You guys obviously probably met at least during Winter Jam.
Yes, of
we
course.
did.
Okay, well I'm
It was.
excited,
It was.
Strauss.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
see
for
you on
sure.
Friday.
No. Okay. So, like, first time I met Treasure ever. Like, I was like, "Do you know who I am?" I'm like, and Treasure's like, "Yes." And I was like, "I'm playing with you at Winter Jam." She's like, "I honestly don't know who is playing at Winter Jam." And I was like, she doesn't know who I am. Uh,
I
but
think
no, I
for
love Treasure.
me,
Treasure's been super nice since I've met her, so she's the best.
oh, thank you.
Oh, very
He
nice.
kind of caught me at a very like, because he came to my booth, and
Yeah.
a lot of people who come to my booth, they always tell me
Mm,
like, do you remember me from New Year's like 6 years ago? And I'm like, no, yes. Like,
there's
tell me
also a special
more.
guest too.
Aw.
Look at that. Look at that.
Wow, check them out.
Always
Alright.
gotta bring this. No one knows who I am. No one knows who I am if I don't have this. They're like,
Well-
who are you? And then I put this on, like, oh, you're Shashi, the saxophone guy. I'm like,
Yeah. All right. Okay. Any questions for Treasure?
Yes. Who's your favorite Paradise member?
Oh, please.
Actually, genuinely, I'm not gonna lie. Long has always been my favorite.
Really?
I think
Oh,
it's
boy.
because he always had the rapping parts.
Shashi, you're killing me.
those
I'm
were
gonna let you go
fire.
now. Bye, Shashi. We're gonna let you go now. No, that was a long time ago.
You always had the most awesome like raps, and I was like, oh, I can get with this. The singing's good, but the rapping is where it's at.
I don't consider myself much of a rapper, but okay, so let's see. We're gonna segue from this, and let's look at your first song. So for those who are watching now, you may have noticed that on my last video with Channing, I was trying a couple new things that worked out well, that didn't work so well. My mic was going a little crazy. You couldn't hear I watched the video, and the audio wasn't very good. So I'm gonna go back to what I was doing before. And so Treasure, what I do is this program allows me to load up about maybe 8 videos at the most.
Okay.
But it makes me cap them at 300 megabytes.
Okay.
So some of these songs I was able to capture the whole entire song in 720. Some of these songs, like your last song, I had to cut off.
Okay.
Tolo Okutu, I had to cut off because I couldn't get it below 300. It was Tolo Okutu is a little bit longer, as you know.
Yeah.
So we'll see some of it, and it will be in better quality than what I did last Thursday. But we won't capture everything. But I think for the first 2 songs I was able to. So this first song is All Eyes on You. So let's pull that up. And so unfortunately the drawback is now I can play the video in relatively better quality, but we can't comment live anymore. So
Okay,
we'll watch and we'll kind of comment afterwards.
Okay.
Hi, Fresno. My name is Treasure. Let me hear you. Come on, ladies. Let's go. Way I move with a queen chip behind.
guys did an awesome job. Like I can't even fathom. So you're in Lancaster, they're in Fresno. So I imagine. How are you guys practicing? Are you coming to Fresno a lot?
So the way it works is if we have like a performance or we have a music video, I will come and stay in Fresno for at least a week. And from there, we'll just be like, okay, practice every night at 6 p.m. Some days we go 6 to 10. Some days we go 6 to 3 in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, so it just depends on time. And I think we try to stay really, really strict on ourselves and say, okay, today we will not leave until, we've blocked enough of this or we've done a lot of that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, choreography wise, it's already done before I come to Fresno. So that for the most part, shout out to my two girls, Sunshine and Molly. They're usually the ones who choreograph it. And if it's not choreographed, then I will come for Fresno for an extra week and we'll choreograph it all together. And then we'll bring the other girls in and just teach everyone then.
Nice. So back in the day, we used to play music and dance. It takes so much effort to dance.
It does.
And the less, I guess, the crappier of a dancer you are, then the more you have to work at it. And we're really shitty. We're really shitty. And so, that's why I give props to you guys. Like, at least we were all in town, but you're coming from Lancaster. That's so much pressure.
Yeah.
When you come in, you only have a small window to practice, and it's got to happen. But very nice, very nice.
Thank you so much.
Johnny says hi. Treasure is such a
Johnny.
sweetheart. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see here. Shirkung, yes, asking the real questions. Yeah, if you want to come in, Shirkung, you want to come in and say hi.
Come join us.
Ask her in person. You know, it's funny because when you give Treasure, when you give fans the opportunity to actually come on, a lot of them they kind of get scared. It's Treasure or it's Channing, or oh no, I gotta get my makeup on really quick. Some of them don't come. Tong Cho is the Shuazhong cameraman here. Good.
Oh, hello.
And let's see here. Amy says, "Woo, Treasure." Do you know Amy? I'm not sure who Amy is.
Yes, she's one of my. She's my brother's fiance, actually. Now.
Oh, very nice. Tell your brother I said hi.
Oh yes, definitely.
The quality is great. I know who that is.
Yes.
Sunshine Lee.
Oh, that's my dancer. So she's probably mentioning her.
So I'm gonna show this just because your mom brought this forward. I thought it was so cool.
Yes.
So this is coming out of left field here. I saw this.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
That's on my page. Let me close my thing with.
We're calling me out here.
So your mom showed this. I was like, this is so cool. I've got to show it. And so when do you think? Okay, so for those who don't know, if you, I guess if you're friends with Treasure's mom, we're friends. But she showed this book, like a book or a diary. I don't think it was a diary, but because obviously your mom had it.
Yeah.
But it was a book. And it was you wrote about Comcast.
Yes.
It's so sweet. Are you okay with me showing this?
Yeah, that's fine.
And so, how old do you think you were when you wrote this?
Honestly, I think I was like 10, maybe 9 or 10.
The age of my daughters when they came in.
Yeah.
So I guess you wanted your dad to get this whole essay was about you. You wanted your dad to get Comcast, but your dad wouldn't get Comcast.
Until I got straight A's, I couldn't have cable. So I used to go to my friend's house and after school at that 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock time. I don't know what it was like for you guys, but there's always like all the kids shows, all the good kid shows, and so I would always be like, oh, I'm gonna go ride bike with my friends, but we would just ride to her house and then watch TV and then come back. TV. So my dad finally got me Comcast cable.
Your dad's such a nice guy. He's such a nice guy. All right, so just randomness. I like randomness. Randomness is cool. So let's see here. We'll say hi a little bit more. Laura says, "Ooh, Treasure."
Oh, thank you, Laura.
Joe says, "Hmongoose, I know you're busy live with Treasure now. I'm curious, how do you go live with YouTube under 1,000 subscribers? Teach me." All right. Do you want to know too, Treasure? If you want to know, then I'll talk about it. If you don't want to know, then I won't. Are you curious about how?
Oh yeah, I am curious.
So I don't have 1,000 subscribers. But hopefully you're listening, and anyone else, if you're watching and you want to know, then it's not a secret, but it does take. There's a learning curve to it. Basically, there are two main platforms that do this. The first one is Restream. That's what I'm doing on now. I'm doing on Restream.io, and then the other one that you'll see, Sisao, Hmong Men Talk, and I think maybe Olivia and her co-host. I think they use StreamYard. So the other one is StreamYard, but basically it's all online. It's a show, and it's a platform online that has not. I don't go live on YouTube at all. It's not through YouTube. It's through Restream. But what's really good about it, and where I guess the drawback is that it's not free. If you want to be able to do this, then you kind of have to pay in a little bit. But basically, you go through Restream, and it allows me to share multiple screens, and not to a certain degree. And then when I go live, it shoots this broadcast on Restream in 3 directions. In my case, it goes to my YouTube, Hmongoose's Facebook page, and then my Facebook page. So it goes 3 ways all at the same time. And so if you're going live, on Facebook, then there's benefits of going on Facebook. But if Treasure, if you had like multiple, like if you have a TikTok or you have an Instagram and a YouTube and a Facebook, if you wanted to go like 4 ways, you could.
Oh, that's so cool.
But you might not be able to give stars on Facebook. I don't know if you can, but yeah, that's how I do it.
Oh, that's so cool. I'll have to look into that.
I would like to have 1,000 subscribers, but I don't, not yet. I know exactly what's going to make me have 1,000 subscribers. It's not going to be this. It's going to be once I start making music, which I eventually will, Treasure.
We're all waiting for it.
Okay. But let's see here. Yes, that's a very good question. Yes, Ma says, boo boo, this performance is fire. I agree.
My goodness. Thank you, Mom.
Treasure, your stage performance is so good.
Thank you.
Kind of like when I was talking to David about it when I was live with David, and I said, Treasure is interesting because when she comes on, if you know her, then yeah, you know her, but she acts like you don't know her. She says, "Oh, my name's Treasure," and then you're like, "Oh, that's Treasure." And then when you leave, you say, "Okay, I'm Treasure Moua." And by the time you leave, everyone knows who Treasure Moua is now, which is awesome. And some people will say, "Oh, I'm long," and then I'll be done. I'll leave. I'm like, "Who is that?" But when you leave, they're like, "That's Treasure." We don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Now, I think fans, those who don't know you, especially or don't know you as well, by the time you leave the stage, they really know who you are.
Yeah.
So, Singing says, "Love it." Wow. He wants to talk to me. I think that's a question though. Mary Shong. That must be another dancer.
Oh no, that one's my aunt. I think my mom's tagging people.
Okay, so while she's good, I agree. Yes, you go.
Thank you.
Let's see, this means a lot coming from Ma. 7.
I know.
I agree. That means a lot. Treasure, you kind of look like Sunisa Lee. Oh, yo. Okay.
Thank you.
I don't think Sunisa Lee can do what you just did on stage.
We have our own talents.
Here's a question. Do you still have performance anxiety?
Yes and no. When it comes to the crowd, performance anxiety, I definitely don't. For me in my brain, I'm like, I've prepared the best that I could, and there's nothing I can change from here on out. Like if I go on stage and I mess up, I'm human. I never claimed to be perfect. I never claimed for my performances to be perfect, but I'm a very strong believer in my preparation. What I do have anxiety about is the details in my performance, if that makes sense. So is the lighting that I requested going to be there? Will my video play on time? Will my music play? Will the mic be okay? So I do worry more on a technical term about the obstacles that might happen or anything that might happen to sway me from me and my performance. But when it comes to seeing the crowd and performing and being anxious about performing in general, then no on that end. Yeah. Very
nice. Practice enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, no one other than Sunshine says hi.
Hello, Sunshine. That's my drum squad member, you guys. Shout out to her. I love her.
Mandy's tagging people.
Oh, those are the other girls.
Okay. Mandy says hi.
Hello.
All the gem girls that are here, you guys are. I hold you in the highest regard. You guys have the greatest stage presence. Chloe says hello, beautiful lady.
Hello, Chloe.
We'll go ahead and go through these really quick. Jer says you're awesome. Thanks you, Jer, for
Thank you
being
so
here.
much, Jer.
Dar says hello.
Hello. Hi, Dar.
And Alicia Nisa says fighting twin. That was a great performance.
Thank you.
Okay, so we got a question here. C Yang says hi. Sushi Ya is also known as Tu from Wisconsin.
Mhm.
Hello, Treasure. What Hmong artist, musician, or bands did you grow up idolizing besides Paradise? Awesome classifier. Besides Paradise.
Okay. Besides Paradise, when I was like 1 year old, when I was a baby, my parents played a lot of Thulivaku for me.
Mhm.
And I grew up just in love with him and his music. Like, I believe I learned his songs before, like, my first words talking was his songs. um, After that phase, I went into the Sounders, Paradise, the lovely bands, Sudden Rush.
Yeah.
And then I went over to more of like Panyahyong, Mapu. Yeah, so basically everyone in the Hmong music industry has definitely influenced me, and I grew up relatively loving it.
Very nice. Very nice. There's so much talent in the Hmong community.
There is.
Those people who have been able to blossom and flourish, they're really talented. But there's like a subset of Hmong people that are really good, but they don't know what to do.
Mhm.
I've met so many young, talented people, but they don't know what to do next, or they're afraid to do the next thing, which takes a lot of risk. And you kind of know that too. To take that next step and have to dump some money in to make an album and make music and whatnot. But there's so much talent. That's why I liked Rise RMF so much,
Yes.
because the show was established artists like you guys, but they put a lot of their in-house artists in too. And for me, I really respected that, because the message sent to me was like, no, they're investing in their in-house artists, and that's how you get good really quick. You give people stage experience.
Yeah, I think having that experience is definitely a plus.
Okay, don't choose it. Yep, and Shashi's back. Treasure's phenomenal on stage.
Thank you.
Just got on high. Yangtze Shorty, maybe you know who that is. Here's a question. When will we be expecting your next song to come out? What month? They're asking what month.
So for me, I'm in the like music writing stage for my next album.
Mhm.
I hope to be getting an album out by the end of the year. I hope. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
But also because, like I said, the pandemic happened. So I released my third album literally right when the pandemic hit, and I didn't get to shoot any music video, any content. I didn't get to promote it at all. So I think for the first half of this year, I'm going to focus more on promoting my album. Just because, I mean, a lot of people, Loveline was the first time, as you guys will see later on, at Winter Jam was the first time I've performed it
Mhm.
with the Gem Squad, So from there's still a lot of other songs that we have in mind that we want to do music video wise. So we'll probably go that path first, and then maybe new music in the fall, like maybe brand new if you don't have my album, brand new music in the fall. But there's a lot of songs on my third album and even my second album that are still kind of new to some people because they haven't listened to my full album.
Okay, interesting. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Michelle says hello.
Hello, Michelle.
Christine. Christine is here.
Oh my goodness. Hello, Christina.
It's always so fun, Treasure, because so many artists also come up and they say hi.
Yeah, it's so nice.
So she asked a question which you just answered. Any new songs coming up? Mandy, Treasure, how do you find your gem girls?
Yeah, so we basically just, like I said, I saw their videos on Facebook. I reached out to them, and then luckily everyone agreed to be on board. And all of my girls are in Fresno. So making that decision to find someone, because I know there's a Hmong community in the SoCal area as well. But making the decision for my dancers to be in Fresno was definitely a tough one because it would mean that I would have to travel. And when it comes to music video time, either I have to travel or they have to travel. So thankfully, I have a good set of girls with me, and I found them basically online.
Wow, nice, nice. It's really interesting because the Hmong community is pretty tight. It's small. With I'll just be very blunt with what I've been doing with Hmongoose lately. You'd be surprised if you just message people and ask. That's fair to say, Treasure. I mean, everyone's pretty friendly.
Yeah, everyone's relatively pretty friendly. The only thing is just if it's in time, but everyone is relatively available and ready.
Yeah. Here's an issue. Requesting a collab with Treasure and Chenning. If you don't know, I interviewed Chenning. If you didn't watch it, I've interviewed him on Thursday, and and one of the questions was, who would you like to collab with? Someone asked Chenning that. Guess what he said?
Did he say me?
He said you. He said
my
Treasure. Treasure. So what perfect timing for this
thank
moment.
you. Yes. Chenning, if you ever do watch this, thank you for mentioning me. But yeah, when I first met him at Winter Jam, actually, I was like, oh, Chenning, I'm a big fan of your work. If you're willing to, let's collab. So we kind of talked about it, but there hasn't been like anything further, but I'm very much willing to collaborate.
Nice. Well, I'm witness. He said Treasure.
That's very sweet.
Okay, so let's see here. Treasure, what would you do if the audience was reacting negatively or being distracting during your performance? Just trying to get in your mindset.
Oh, that's a great question. I think if the audience is reacting negatively or they're very distracted, they're not paying attention. Obviously, for me, I think when I go on stage, my one job is to get my music across, and to perform. My job for me is to perform. So honestly, even if anyone was acting negatively or distracted, I would continue to just power through my set and give the community a little piece of what I've prepared for them. Luckily, our community is very sweet, very supportive, and they are so supportive every time you're on stage. If there's no one hyping you up, there's always someone hyping you up somewhere, So you have to look to the people who are supporting you and perform for them. So, yeah.
Very good. Well, let's talk about song number 2.
Okay.
So that'll be that's Stolo, which a lot of people know the background. I didn't put it in this video, but you talked about it too. So why don't we go ahead and tell those who don't know already?
So Daluguthu is a song that I released off of my second album in 2018, I believe. And sorry, my dogs are barking. In 2018, I believe. And when I released that album, I wrote the song called Daluguthu based off of my experiences and family member experiences and just the general feeling of, getting out of a relationship, but still kind of being in love with them. And still kind of like thinking that, okay, like maybe one day if I see you, will you like still miss me? And when I wrote that song, I shot the video, and then Moon Vang, I'm pretty sure you guys all know Moon Vang. She wrote an amazing book called Memoirs of a Haunted Hmong Girl, and I'm her friend prior to her writing the book, and I've been telling her like, oh, sometimes I'm like, how do you power through things? And she basically shared that, oh, Daluguthu is a very special song to me. And when I first heard it, it was very emotional for me, and I'm just very grateful. And then she revealed the book, and she was like, oh, when you read the book, you'll understand why the song is so meaningful to me. And is it okay if I use it as the main soundtrack for my audiobook? And I was like, yeah, of course. So a lot of people have listen to the song now, and they really relate it now to the book, which I'm so thankful that it has. Now I have the song as my own meaning, and I also have the song as a book meaning and that storyline. So Shout out to Moon and shout out to Memoirs of a Haunted Homegirl. If you guys haven't read it, then definitely keep an open mind and go read it. And listen to my song, Dolokothu. It'll definitely make you feel some type of way.
Yeah, it's a very interesting song. So during New Year, I go around and I buy as many CDs as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember listening to that song, and sometimes you'll hear a song by an artist, and you'll be like, "Why isn't this song like hitting? Why isn't it like super popular?" Because some songs are like really good, but they, for one reason or another, I don't know, maybe it's not getting the publicity. So I'm glad this song got the publicity it needed. And this song, I think before, because your lyrics, now that you can already feel the song.
Yes, and
In my
I think
opinion,
when I was producing the song, actually, the if you listen to my original draft of the song, which
Mhm.
I wrote the lyrics and everything on my own, but my cousin Kenji, he plays guitar and
Mhm.
he wrote the music with me, and it sounds completely different. When Dolokothu hits 1 million views, I'll probably release the clip of Dolokothu like the very first time I wrote it.
It
It's
was the
really
demo.
ugly, but it's so raw, and I
Mhm.
really love it because I like to go back and see like, oh, this is what the song sounded like before. Like it's completely got a facelift. It's totally different. But when I was producing it with my producer, he was like, "Oh, how long do you want the intro to be?" And I was like 45 seconds. And he's like, "What?" Because he's Nichiyamongna. So
Mhm.
for us, we like to listen to the music, listen to the instrumental, and really let it like hit our hearts. And then we start hearing the lyrics, and it's
Yeah.
like a whole process. But
Yeah.
a lot of American songs, they try to keep it within 3 minutes, great for
Yeah.
radio play. So when the song came out to be like close to 5 minutes, he was like, "This is the first time I've ever experienced this." But
Yeah.
I really wanted to make the intro something that will hit you before the lyrics even come.
Yeah. I agree. It's a beautiful song. It's a
Thank
beautiful
you so
song.
much.
I can't wait for you to show the rough
Yeah,
the
it's so
draft.
rough.
It's super important to keep track of like what songs were, because like you forget where the song started, and when you listen to it, some half of it cringes, but then you then recalls what you were really feeling at that time too.
Yeah, and it definitely is because it was written acoustically. So I do want to eventually record an acoustic version because when I went back to listen to the rough like little snippet of it, I was like, wow, I love the song for what it is now, but I really also love the very raw version. So there's a chance that a acoustic raw version will come out.
All right, so this song, because it was long and this website doesn't let me put all in, so I think I got I probably missed probably like maybe 25% to 30% of it at the
That's
end, the tail end. So here we go.
This song is called Dolokothu. Let me hear you tonight. Thank you. Tim Yushin, anyone?
That's
No worries.
so it's a kind of interesting shot. I only get one angle, which is whatever I'm looking at, and so
Uh-huh.
I was looking. I was like, like when I was filming, when I was rendering it and working on it before it was finished, I was like, why did I shoot so many angles from the back of her, from the side into the back? I didn't really get any front views, but I guess the one thing is that you get to experience what the audience gets to experience. They'll get to experience a little bit of what you experienced. You
Exactly.
get to
Yeah.
see the audience because that part of it. I mean, I'm sure if you look online, you can find a lot of footage of audience members shooting at you,
Yes.
but they won't get my lucky view in the back. See what you see, and so it was a very touching song. I kind of took it, but it wasn't until right now that I look at the audience members. I don't know if you were looking at them. I was looking mostly at them. Usually I'm looking at you.
Mhm.
But for the first time I look at them, I was like, wow, they're so like captivated, like solely, totally, like they were in. They were solely in.
Yes,
And
I love singing that song because I feel like um, everyone could relate to it one way or the other, and I feel like that connection definitely pulls through. So I love singing this song because it has that emotion, it has that connection, and I just feel like the whole room's united.
yeah, yeah. For those who don't know, I don't I film because Treasure, I film. I don't get paid for this. I mean, views. You don't really get views doing this, but I get the benefit is kind of what I've told some of the artists already. The only benefit I get is knowing that I get to capture and record you guys for history's sake. Because what a lot of people don't realize is that artists, they don't generally get to see themselves perform unless someone's recorded them intentionally.
Mhm.
And in the past, when I've wanted to, and I'm sure Ma and all the other artists are there probably agree, unless you're hiring someone to record, you want to see yourself record again, or you want that moment captured because there may be something that you remember, and then sometimes you only remember as much as you can remember, and that moment's lost. And so, my only initiative is to try to capture for you guys because 20 years later, I'm trying to look back at for my old Paradise footage. I'm like, nope, there's none, zero
Yeah.
at all, and whatever there is really, really bad. So this is
Honestly,
kind of,
it's so like thank you so much for doing this because you know us being on stage, it's hard for us to record, and it's very hard for us to have someone to capture our performances in good quality as well.
yeah.
So the fact that you do this is so awesome, honestly.
So it's just a gift for myself. Some people say, well, aren't you like getting the views? I'm like, kind of, but these are like maybe I'll get like 5,000 views. If you know anything about views, and that's like nothing. You just do it for history's sake, so that my desire is that artists will look back in 15 years and say, oh yeah, I remember that footage that Long was doing with Hmongoose, and I'm gonna look at it, and there it is.
Yeah, thank you so much, honestly, because even like RMF, I'm like, I want to go back and relive my performance, and you
Yeah.
have it all there. So thank you so
Yeah.
much.
So Madalena says, hi Treasure, love you. I remember watching you and your brother's YouTube videos. I
Yeah.
was sad when you guys announced no more YouTube videos. So
Yeah. Oh, hi, Madalena. Thank you so much. Wow. If you remember me and my brother, then you were a long time fan. Thank you so much. It's so funny because my brother and I, we actually we grew up in church, and so we played music. My grandpa was a pastor, so we were part of we led worship and stuff. And then we moved over here and really missed music, and we did music together on a on an account called Moua Songs for Everyone, just like a little like fun type of
very
thing.
nice.
But we actually got struck, like we got 3 strikes on that channel, and
Oh
that's
boy.
why we had no more YouTube videos because we did a cover of like a not a cover. We just shot a music video to Brian at like his Summer of '69 song. And we didn't know what was happening, why our video was being taken down. So we uploaded it 3 times.
Oh boy.
So our account got struck. And so we were like, no more videos. And then
How long ago was this?
probably like a good 10 years ago. I was still like a kid, basically. We were just kids making like music
Yeah.
and having fun and stuff.
I still haven't figured out YouTube, so what do I know?
Yeah, I know. So
It's
we were like,
complicated.
what the heck? Yeah. So now, like with YouTube, I'm very hesitant. I'm like, are they going to strike me for anything?
Yeah. Ma says, you can tell Treasure puts a lot of care into her performance. It's this type of care that makes a huge difference on stage presence. It makes Treasure so
Oh,
unique. I
thank
agree.
you, Ma.
You can tell, like all artists are great. I love all artists, but you can tell who definitely put a lot of effort into it. And because like even if you look like David Yang, like it was hard recording him because he's just not playing his songs. He's like chopping his songs up and he's shortening them and he's connecting them. So like on a normal artist, I could say, okay, David is
Yeah.
going and it's you can tell he puts a certain artist like you guys more effort than the average.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Um, we answered this already.
Mhm.
Channing, love your gem squad.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle.
Jeff Lore says, who inspired you to sing?
I think I've been singing ever since I was a kid. Like I said, growing up in church, you sing a lot. Um, you just grow up around music, and I listened to Thule a lot as a kid. And then my other big inspiration is Selena. I love Selena. I
Selena.
spoke Spanish as a kid. I can't speak Spanish now. And then Britney Spears, definitely. Which is probably why performance is so important to me because I've always wanted to be my own pop star. So having like pop music and like idols and Britney Spears and Madonna and just like Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, just everyone with such great stage presence and having that performance aspect was so inspiring to me that I wanted to just do it, create my own pop star,
Very good. Karen is a friend of mine from work. Hi,
Oh,
Karen.
hello, Karen.
Karen came to our concert in 2017.
Oh, wow.
Do you guys know Kuyang and Disu?
Yes.
Kind of. Yes.
Yes, they're extremely talented.
And they're saying this outfit was fire.
Thank you.
Here's a good question. Jers is such a beautiful song. Yushin. Oh,
Yes.
was the green random? I don't think it was random.
No, it
No,
wasn't
I don't think it
random.
was. Okay.
Yeah, so the outfit change, I wanted to, I don't know, for me, every song has its own concept that if I go on stage and perform it, like I have to fulfill it in some way. So this time around, I wanted to do the green for RMF actually. So I had it for RMF, but just the way things are working out, the outfits underneath because RMF we had the big Nyako pot outfit change too.
Yep.
So I was like, I'm trying to shove too much into this performance. Like I have to just pause and save it for later. So thankfully Winter Jam came along and Trey was like, I was like, oh Trey, if we can perform, that'd be great. So I got to perform at Winter Jam and the green finally came out because I definitely feel like a dragon princess, dragon queen.
Yeah. I didn't key in until I watched it earlier. I was like, oh, that green's not random at all. So that was very good. Who made your outfit for the show?
I definitely had like a lot of the pieces already, but everything's basically store bought and I just kind of connect pieces together. Check out Amazon if you guys ever need anything, especially if you have Prime. It comes really quick.
Yeah. Missy says, I love your stage presence.
Thank you.
Ma says this song hurts my heart and lungs. Oh boy.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Mom.
You did an amazing. You did amazing. Very good.
Thank you so much.
Leslie has a question for me. Is this Long from Paradise? Yes. I used to be in Paradise. Now I'm just some guy doing stuff. Okay. I think this is a question here. As an artist, do you feel like in the future albums are going to disappear and artists will only be putting out singles? I'm sure all artists put out a lot of work in each single and would love to give enough love to each song.
That is a great question. For me personally, I don't think albums are going to disappear. Just because, well, especially for me, I don't think I'll ever stop putting out an album. As much as I love putting out singles and just having singles there, I feel like albums represent like a relatively strong chapter in your life that you're either going through, been through, or you want to share. And I think that's the unique thing about albums. You can just put all of your feelings of this chapter and close this chapter, and you could start a new album. And for me, every chapter just represents like a stage that I was in my life, and having to share it, because sometimes it's not that I don't love all my songs, but sometimes I want to put out a song without it getting as much attention as the title track, if that makes sense. So I do love a good non-title track.
Yeah, very nice. Let's see here. Yes. Recording a performance is so important. The memories. Yes, I
Yes,
agree.
it is.
Oh, look at this. Now we want to hear you sing some Tulivaku songs.
I'll definitely think about doing it.
Okay,
I
so
love all his songs.
yeah, so I met him at for the first time at at Vegas.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
really interesting because he's got a super unique voice.
Yes, he does.
But one thing I didn't notice, but when you hear him live, he's different. I didn't realize what was different, but if you listen to his past albums, like his older albums, like more Lugacha Luhai Tauna,
Mhm.
I didn't realize what made his voice so special at that time. But if you listen to his early stuff, he's got like a chorus and a doubled up voice, and when you hear it live, it's different. I think I'm gonna tell him if I ever go live, I'm gonna tell him, can you perform live but use like a pedal and just have that double? Because when he uses that effect on his voice, that's like his classic Dolivaku sound.
Mhm.
It's so special. I would pay just to hear him sing with that they have some pedals that can do that, right?
Yeah, definitely. Because it
So
definitely it fills up, it fills up the whole track and everything as well.
because when that effect is on, well, you sushiana, like it makes
Yeah.
the right sound right there. But okay, so song number 3, tell us about Luvline.
So 1-800 Luvline is the title track to my album.
Mhm.
It's funny. I wrote the album, and when I wrote the album, I kept saying this album's called 1-800 Luvline, and everyone's like, "What's that song called sound like?" And I was like, "I don't have the song yet." So I actually wrote Loveline last, just because I wanted to write an album about love. And I wrote every song about love except for Loveline. And I knew I wanted to call it Loveline. I just didn't know how to approach it. And then, eventually I had to write the song. My album was finished and I needed a song for Loveline. And it goes off of this idea and concept that, I don't know if a lot of people think this way, but love is very, very hard. Love is a very, very hard thing to
Yeah.
do. And in my brain, I was like, if there was just a number that I could call and like that number will match me up to like my perfect person, and it just becomes really easy, then that's what I want, And I just basically built the song off of an idea that there could be a service out there called 1-800 Loveline. You'll meet your love operators, and you'll eventually find the one that you want through this really easy, like kind of QVC type thing. So that's basically the approach that I went along with it. Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. We're gonna watch Loveline 1-800 Loveline, and then we've got a person who wants to ask you questions in person. So we're gonna have him hold off for a little bit.
Okay.
But so this is 1-800 Loveline. Let me pull it up really quick. And again, you said that this was the first time. I didn't put this in there because I didn't record this part because the footage had to be shortened. But so this was the first time you've ever performed it on stage, right?
Yes. Well, so I performed it one time on my own, the year that the album came out, but no one knew the song yet because no one really listened to it. But this is the first time that we performed it as a group with like the Gem Squad and everything. So it was a very big deal to me because I had this vision for so long. So it's like, girls, we have to do it.
You've got an eye for performance, so
thank you
you know,
so
like
much.
whenever if you ever stopped performing, you could totally make someone famous just with your ideas alone.
Thank you.
And it's the first time we're performing it as a whole. This is 1-800 Luvline.
Welcome to 1-800 Luvline. Please stay on the line for your love operator.
Very nice, very nice. Did it turn out the way you thought it would be?
It did. It did. Everything went relatively well, and I'm very, very happy with the performance.
Yeah. As a person filming it, I really wish that I would have had like a second camera like in the back zoomed in so I could see that, because a lot of it, the positioning and not because you know where I am. I'm in that little tiny walkway. There's like
the little pocket in the front.
yeah, it's like awful there, but I wish I had another camera in the back, in the middle, just shooting straight at you guys. So, because the formation matters so much, and I kind of catch it in the front, but not really for all that you guys are doing. But I tell my wife says I'll come and film. I'm like, no, because that'll be more footage for me to edit. I got plenty of footage to edit. It's already time consuming. But yeah, I think you guys did great. And
Thank
really
you
good.
so much.
I've got a guest here,
Okay.
my regular Chris Chase from Seattle. He he'll ask questions out of the box, and so he's like my news reporter guy. Chris says he's going to ask you 3 questions, only 3 questions or less. So this is Chris. Hey, Chris.
Hello.
Chris, can you turn your volume up a little, your mic up a little tiny bit more?
Hold on, let me make sure I didn't mute myself. Can you hear me?
A little bit, but we can hear you. But if you can go a little louder, that'd be better.
Okay. Okay.
Can you hear him? Okay, Treasure.
Relatively a little bit louder.
Can you hear me? Testing.
There we go.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's go to your music videos. Right. How do you visualize it first before you film it?
So usually in the writing process, while I'm writing, I kind of have an idea of what I want to do for the music video already. Depending on funds and help and actors and actresses and stuff, it goes relatively the way I saw it, or like a good plan B option. But yeah, I usually visualize it to the way that I want to present me and my music.
Okay. Cool. All right. I was gonna ask the moon question, but it looked like you guys answered that. So, going to your Nyat 10K music video, this clip is like very short, right?
Okay.
Probably a 3 to 4 second clip, but you did not look nervous holding that rooster. Tell me about that. I mean, usually women that I know will never go anywhere close to that.
Actually, if you I have so much behind the scene footage of this, but I was so nervous. I was like, is this rooster gonna jump? Is it gonna like kick me? Is it gonna bite me? So the whole time I'm literally holding the chicken and I'm like, every time it moves, I'm like, ugh. So the very short clip is like the best clip that I found, and I just kind of threw that part in, and then kuching mo to kay flew, so he felt kind of calm in my presence.
Treasure, I told you he would ask questions out of the box.
All right, let's see. So this is the last one. I have to ask all the California folks though. But are you related to Sang Yang from Zach?
No.
All right, Chase. Thanks for joining us. So, I've got a question. When you're writing your songs,
Yes.
do you write them? Because it almost seems like you do. Do you write them with performance in mind?
I do.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Especially if I know that it's conceptual, and usually when I write the song, I don't necessarily think about performance, but while I'm writing, I'm always like, oh, this is going to be such a good performance. It's usually in my brain. I'm like, all the ideas, they start flooding in, and I'm like, I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this. Or conceptually, it always goes to music video first, and I'm like, oh, the video is going to be so good, which is why it's so hard for me to release music videos, because I could just put on like cute outfits and sing to the camera, but I just don't want to. Like, I don't want that to be how my music is presented. It has to be some sort of, I'm always so extra, and it has to be some sort of level of production for me to edit, so I can put it out, and I could say, okay, I'm very satisfied, and I can put my name on this, and this represents me as an artist. So yeah.
Very nice. Well, I hope you had fun.
I
Kind of
did.
random, but a lot of interaction with fans. Would you fair to say that it was interesting to see a third party interview you and have fans randomly interact? Did you find that interesting?
It was so interesting. I love this whole thing. Keep doing it. Honestly, I know that it gets very tiring to like film and edit and stuff. But I love the footage. I love the interviews. It's very nice to be able to hear how, like, what everyone's thinking and how they go about with their music and their process. So it's a very nice thing, and I'm very glad you do it. And you're definitely the first of its kind, to be able to record the footage and also interview the artist. So that's very awesome that you do that.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's interesting because it comes from one musician to another. I do have a little bit of privilege because I can kind of walk around and people will kind of say, "Oh, that's who that is." Okay, I'll let him film. Okay, and so that I do have a little bit of footage, a little bit of privilege there. Joel says levels up, absolutely. Liberty Cha says hi.
Hello.
Ma says, yes, most formations are based on center point viewing. Don't let Treasure's effort go to waste by capturing from the side. I know, Ma. I can't help. I couldn't. There's only one of me. One of me. Good Lord, have mercy. And then Ma says, thanks, Long, for all the hard work. Oh, you're welcome.
Definitely, yes.
I'll keep filming. You know, like Ma and Treasure. The hardest part is not filming. The filming's easy. It's the rendering and it's the stuff that you do behind the scenes to make
Mhm.
the footage decent. And I got at one point I got pretty discouraged because you make it and then you got to render it, and depending on the video, then the rendering could be like an hour or an hour and a half. So you're done and you're like, oh great, here comes my computer. And so I finally, if anyone is interested, get a MacBook M1.
Oh,
It'll
really?
make your world so if you're rendering video, it makes the video rendering so fast now. I probably like what the computer would have done in like an hour and a half. It probably does in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I definitely thank you for letting me know. I'll look into that because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I basically shoot and edit all of my own videos.
Wow, really?
Yeah, so all of the music
Wow.
videos, all of the coloring, all of the
So you got like drones and stuff. You're like doing drones and
well, my brother, he does like the camera work for me, but I
wow.
definitely like direct everything. I'm very
Wow, I didn't know that. That's amazing.
yeah. And so then when we come back home, I'm like, yeah, we shot our music video, but I'm like, oh my God, I need to
Now I've
edit
got to
this.
edit it.
Yeah, I need to color correct this. I need to edit this. I need to look through all the footage. And so usually when I release my videos, I don't even remember like my like production weeks and my when I shoot the video, when I practice, when I all of that, it's all a blur. And then I'll be like, okay, like it's done. And
So
after that,
you know exactly what I'm talking about because most people have no idea. They think you just like a lot of artists. They think, oh, Long's just gonna take that footage and he's just gonna put it together. No, it's
yeah,
not like that.
it's so stressful. And like my computer actually sucks. It took for All Eyes on You, it took my computer 8 hours to render.
Yeah.
And then like my computer kept crashing, so then I had to keep rendering it over, and I was so stressed releasing that video. I was like, oh, I'll just whatever comes out, I'll just put that out.
Yeah. So if you know the trick with the MacBook, I'll tell you, we're tech talking now. We're not doing the we're tech talking, but the thing about the MacBook is if you're using MacBook stuff, I don't know if you do use MacBook like a Final Cut Pro, but it's made for Final Cut Pro. So Final Cut Pro, which is kind of like their Premiere, Adobe Premiere, it's super efficient now.
Oh, okay.
It's super efficient and super fast, such that I don't worry too much anymore. So yeah, it's really fast. That 8-hour rendering, you will not have that will not happen anymore. You will
I
not
know. So I'll definitely look into it. The problem for me is if I really want to learn like a new editing program or not. Because once you're comfortable in your editing style and all that,
it'll render Adobe fast too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Adobe stuff. It'll be faster. So I went from a MacBook, like a high spec Intel chip, to the M1, which is kind of specced out too, but it's so much faster, such that I don't even worry anymore. I'm like, okay, here we go. No biggie. But Treasure, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
If you ever need anything, then let me know. Definitely keep in touch. And like I've made some offers like to Dang and what the rest. Hey, if you want to just talk about a new song, or if you want to pick it apart with someone who might understand, then just let me know, and we could put it. We go on Hmongoose Live, and yada yada yada, and so forth. And so
yeah, definitely.
it was definitely give up. So before you leave, tell us what you're about. What's going on with you now? Do you have any gigs coming up? But tell us about your shop. Tell about it.
Okay, so for me, I do music. Obviously, music can't fund me 100%. I mean, it can, but it with my production level and things like that, and like investing, it doesn't really do all of that for me. So I started my own business because my other passion is actually I've always wanted to own my own business, have my own line, have my own clothing, jewelry, hair, fitness, everything. I've always wanted to own my own business. So I took that step, and right now I'm selling jewelry if you guys are interested, eyelashes if you guys are interested. I have my earrings and eyelashes on now, and I also made a collection, a Sangomon collection. So I don't know if you guys see, but here's a nice, cute Sherpa blanket. These are available. They sold out at Fresno New Year's, you guys. So I did not expect the support, but thank you so much to everyone for showing up and purchasing a blanket and selling out my blankets. If you did not get your hands on one and you would like one, I opened up a pre-order on my website. So if you go to www.treasure-vision.com, you guys will see the pre-order there. But thank you so much. If you support my music, if you support my business, if you guys watch my YouTube videos or even like and comment on my pictures, thank you so much. It really takes us places. Don't forget to support your Hmong artists, support everyone in the community, because we will only come up and rise with your support, So if you guys aren't there, then we really can't. Our presence will not really be known as well. So thank you so much, honestly, you guys.
I agree. My little daughter that was here earlier. She's eyeing the pink one. So
So
you know what's gonna happen next. So my daughter, whatever she wants, she's making me whatever she wants. She's gonna get. But I agree. Your sentiments about the business, the Hmong business is. We all we don't need to work. We just do the music. But we're smaller, but we're tight knit, and so I'm all for paying artists more, all for more expensive concerts. We need to pay the artists, and then we need to pay the promoters, because if it's too much of a business risk to do a nice concert, it's easy to do like a poor concert. But if you want to do like a nice concert, then you have to pay. You have to charge a little bit more. And so I absolutely agree. Pay the artists, pay the promoter. And yeah, we're a smaller community, but we're tight knit, and it's okay. We want our community to grow, then that's how we do it. So
yeah, and I feel like it's not that we don't have the community. The community is there. It's just gaining that support and getting everyone to see that we do have a lot of talent in our Hmong community, and a lot of us are very ready to work. A lot of us are really, really ready to showcase ourselves, our talent, and everything that we have. It's just getting that support to finally showcase is very hard, but we're doing a great job so far, and I'm very appreciative of what we have. I'm very grateful that we have great promoters and great artists, and we can level up as a people. So I'm very, very excited for the future.
Dua saying something. We are getting there slowly but surely. Jamon can help make it happen. Yes, so you better hit Dua up. Okay, Treasure, it was a pleasure. Have a great rest of your week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to all the people that participated. We always have a blast. The artists enjoy it. I always enjoy it. So, Shinji Dua.
Bye, guys.